Hi everybody, it's Gail from Gail's Bookish Things. As you can see, I have been messing around with my inks today. So this one is Lamy Turquoise. Doesn't want to wash off. I wanted to show you what I have currently inked for the beginning of October. I typically change these out quite frequently if I don't like something or I just get bored with it or I have a new inspiration of a pen and ink combination. I'll just ink it up and maybe let something else go dry or rinse out something I'm not liking as well. But this grouping I think is going to really be good. I was testing these earlier today and every single one, with the exception of one, and I'll explain, is so perfect. They're all writing just how I like, with just the feel that I love. So let me show you what those are, and it might take me a minute because these are not in any order. The one thing that has changed from here is my Pilot E95S. This is a medium nib. I had the Lamy Turquoise in it. I'll zoom in on that. It's got a, I guess you call it a red, rosy kind of sheen, which I don't typically pick up on too much when I just write with it, but it does seem to appear in the large swatches. So that was in here and it was working really well, but it was just so close to empty. It maybe had like a little tiny drop. So I decided to ink it with Diamine Oxblood, which is a sample from my new pen friend Sherry at Faith and Fountain Pens. I think this is going to work great because I just inked it and I just wrote and it's like, oh yeah, that's super nice. So I am keeping this one and this one in a steady rotation of inks till my son Drew graduates from Marine basic training at the early part of November. So anyway, this is in commemoration of him and Air Force son and Army son. So anyhow, he gave me this pen, so I'm using that throughout these months. It's a little side note there. You that know me know that I miss him very much. So, okay, this one is my Havasupai Falls by Tailored Pen Company. And in this one, I have the most fun match. This is from my pen friend Katie at Holy Fire Scribble. And she sent me this sample of Vinta Sandugo. So it's a nice, rich, saturated orange with a green shimmer. Yeah, I accidentally did it twice. So this writes like a dream from this pen. Now, this is more green leaning than the more true green versus this turquoise type green, but I still think it's a really fun combination. When I saw this ink, when she sent it and I swatched it, oh, like last month, I guess, or a few weeks ago, I immediately thought of this pen. And it works really well together. It writes really deep orange when it goes down, and then it dries with this quite green sheen to it. And it's really fun. It's a really fun mix, and it's just so delightful to write with. This is the Conklin Old Glory, and this is the All-American model I have mentioned before, but if you're new here or are not familiar with that, these are modeled after pens from like 1898-ish era. So I think that's pretty fun. And in here, I have just put Van Diemen's Sweet Fig. This is part of the Autumn series. Totally not a match whatsoever. But I'm getting out of my, thing of having to have a match, and I'm finding so many nice combinations, just breaking away from that. Of course, I do like to do that still, but I'm really working on not having that have to be something. So that's what I have here. It's a very nice, deep, rich, almost eggplant purple, and it has a gold sheen to it in these larger swatches. But when I look closely at my writing here, I don't even see the green sheen, really. I'm just trying this one. I have a sample of that. I don't even have a bottle, so we will see, but I really liked how this is working together, but it might be just a little bit too similar to my Diatramentis Alexander Hamilton, so I don't know that I would purchase that, but I am really liking the sample, and I like Van Diemen's inks typically quite well. So let's see what's next. This is my Lamy Marin in Broad, and I just decided to put in this one the Crawdaddy, KWZ Crawdaddy. This is a broad nib, and this is a wonderful combination. All these so good. They're like so nice. I don't know how I'll decide which one to pick up and start writing with. I'll just have to alternate colors, I think, because everyone is absolutely delightful. Again, you have probably heard me say, but this is from the 2022 St. Louis Pen Show. A lot of their KWZ inks will smell like vanilla, and that one does for sure. Okay, next is my newer pen, quite new. This is by Relic Pens. This is the Coffee with Cream or Coffee and Cream. I can't remember. I didn't think it had a name, and then I saw my invoice. It said, let me look at it. Coffee and Cream. So it does have a name. It's got a beautiful shimmer. In this one, I did try a matching ink, and this is the Diamine Winter Spice. When I saw this last year on Marcy Mee's YouTube, I had to have it. I loved the brown. It has a green sheen and a blue shimmer. The swatch looked so neat that I saw I believe it was on the Van Ness website. Typically when you write, it just depends on the nib, I suppose, but for me, I get a nice juicy brown flow of ink, but then there's also this lovely blue shimmer that appears on the letters and hints of green. It's really fun. It is a neat ink for the colder months. That sparkly blue makes me think of winter time, maybe a cold, snowy night. But I thought it would be good for fall too. So I have that in here, and it's working well. This is a cypress nib. I have talked about that, but it's a new kind of nib for me. Patrick at Relic Pens, when I picked out my particular one that I wanted, he mentioned, I asked him, of course, about the nibs, and he suggested this one as a possibility, and I decided to give it a try. It's two-tone. Don't know if you can quite tell with this lighting. At first, I wasn't sure if I liked the nib, but with the right ink in it, I am really enjoying it, and this is a very, very good ink. Okay, just two more here. I think I had this in a month or so ago. This is my Opus 88. It's the 2024, which is on here somewhere. There it is. I like these different shades of green. There's this lime type green here and more of a teal blue here. Kind of a classic basic green there. And then with the ink in it, this is looking, it's kind of dark now, but in the natural light, this is looking kind of tealish. This is such a nice wet writer, such a good pen. I love my Opus pens. In that, I put the Dominant Industry Natural Green, and it's from the Pearl series. When I first sampled this, I didn't take up a lot of the shimmer that was in the sample, and I liked it, loved it without the shimmer. So sometimes I'll ink a pen with it, leaving out the shimmer. I'll just let that settle at the bottom and draw the ink from the top of the bottle, so I'm just getting the green, and it shades wonderfully, but it is a very pretty blue-green shimmer. And it comes out nicely in the writing, so you really get the shimmer effect. I don't feel like it overpowers it. And then last but not least is my Narwhal Primary Macchiato. This was a limited edition pen, and I always say you can see it here, but you won't be able to see it there. And it's hard for me to see it, but on the cap here in daylight, it's like number 208 out of something, 320, I think. So it's etched in there, but it's pretty hard to see normally. Got a little ink window there. This is a pen that I really enjoy now, but when I first got it, I was like, I don't know. But it's just a matter of, for me anyway, finding the right ink. So in this one, I have put the, let me make sure I have this right, the KWZ Missouri Norton. I'm going to smell this one. That one also smells like vanilla. Of course, those both smell like vanilla. The new KWZ ink from 2024 pen show does not smell of vanilla. I don't know if it has a scent, but it's not that. Anyway, this is a good combination too. I love this ink. It's like a berry, a Missouri Norton. I've recently discovered a type of grape that they use to make wines here in Missouri. One of many, I suppose, but I didn't know that. So now Missouri Norton keeps popping up here and there in different articles I might read about local attractions. So this is named after a grape, and it does seem like a wine color or a berry color when you write with it. That's what I have in here. I will put them away later. They will all fit. And then I just wanted to show you this little tip. I use these cards or a piece of a index card or something, but a little piece of paper, whatever, I have found is a good help for me to write the pen and the ink that I have in it. So if I like to take notes on my journals off to the side of what ink is in the writing that I see, just to refresh my memory if I ever want to try that ink again. And so I would forget, especially when I had these different purples going a couple weeks ago. These are similar. It would make me think maybe, wait, which one is this? You know, stuff like that. So this little helper might be an idea that's handy for you. And so that's what's new with my pens and inks. Now I want to show you an update of this traveler's notebook. You may remember this being the light colored, what was the name of it? This is a Speckled Fawns notebook. When I bought it, it came, I think it was like Sahara or something like that. I should know what I'm talking about before doing a video, like a sand desert type name. And I liked it okay when I got it, but as it was patinaing, is that a word? It just started to look just dirty. I don't think it was gaining a patina that was very attractive. So I used on it, I have them off to the side here, this Phoebing's leather dye. This is dark brown, and I was able to adjust the color of that leather quite well. It was almost kind of this color, sort of. A little more grayed, but something along those lines. Because like I said, I wasn't enjoying that. But then with the brown on it, it started to just, it wasn't still a color that I liked very much. Then I saw that Speckled Fawns, it was on Instagram, I think, and they showed their black leather covers. It had an orange pocket, or maybe not orange exactly, but along those lines, a terracotta or clay color or something. And I thought, oh, I don't need another notebook cover, but I love how that looks. And then a light bulb went off in my head. I'm like, oh my goodness, Gail, take the leather that you're still not real wild about and try black on it. And I love this. So I ordered another bottle of Phoebing's. This is black leather dye. A little messy here. It's so easy to do, though. You just kind of daub it on. This one came like with looked like a pom-pom with a little wire handle. You just dip it in there and you saturate your leather, let it sit a second, and then you buff it. And once it dries, you have the leather scent back. But I am so happy with this. I put this little charm on that was given to me by my friend Donna. And I did do the inside as well. Where it's not so attractive is where the natural leather is showing. It's quite a contrast between that and that, but I didn't want to try to dye that. Maybe I will later. I don't think that looks particularly nice together. And here you can see where the color originally seeped through when I tried to do it brown. And then here's the back pocket. So I just had to share that. I am super happy with how this turned out. Other than a little bit of unattractiveness that's peeking through right here, this look really, I just love it, and it just feels so good. I just want to squish it. So anyway, that's all. I just wanted to share with you my currently inked, how excited I am about all of these. They're all wonderful. It's going to be so much fun. And just to give another little plug for this leather dye, if you want to, I mean, you have to, you know, be willing to risk it, but I didn't like it so much that I didn't think it could hurt it. And this black has been just the answer. It's just turned it into a black leather versus trying to make a kind of pinkish brown look like this, and it wasn't happening. So there's the scoop. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time. Take care. Bye.